Hello YouTube, this is Nick with Clouds Diamond Sharpening, just with a turbo 2-speed A5 clipper. This one isn't coming on. Looks like he takes really good care of it. First thing I notice is the latch is broken. That holds the blade down, so when this is down, check the hinge. So he needs a hinge too, because I can lift it with my fingers. So why he needs a latch is because it keeps the blade from lifting up. See, the hook's gone, so this isn't doing anything. His link and lever feel a little rough. Might as well open this up and see what's going on. It shouldn't do that. Oh, you dropped it. That's why. Okay, so take the brushes out, check the brushes. Okay, so this is what happened. That's why his armature is flopping around like that. This has a spring with a cup in it, and then it caps it, and it pushes the armature up to this plate so this doesn't rattle around. So what I'm going to have to do is replace this end cap. See, here's the broken pieces. Alright, so I see there's a piece of spring in the switch, so we're going to go ahead and take that off. I'm going to plug this into my test light over here. See that test light? What this is this is a 10-watt bulb. So then I placed it in between these, so this power goes into here and then it comes out to this port, so it only gives me 10 volts so I don't shock myself or kill myself. So I could do stuff like just put this across there. If it lights up, then it's good. It's not good. So now I can go to the switch. Oh, I'm sorry. So I check it, it's not good. The switch is broken right there. Okay, well, check the cord good. So I take it down to this cord post. Oh, there we go. So the cord's good. See it light up? I'm shorting across the two cords, but the switch is bad. So I could probably get one speed, maybe, if I... Nope, that switch is bad. Why the switch is bad is because the spring fell out of the back of the clipper and then it hit the switch wire and it sort of just severed it. See it right there? It's broken. Alright, so let's just go ahead and replace the switch first. Take the contacts off. Be right back with the switch. Sorry about the band-aid, I smashed my thumb and it cut it open. Okay, so I popped the old switch out. There we go. Now we just got two cord wires. So the way I do this is always on the left and this is always in the middle. So I put it in there like that, and then what this does is this converts low and high speed. This is just the neutral wire. So put the neutral wire with one of the cord wires, it doesn't matter which one. And once again, if you mess up your clipper, it's not my fault, I'm sorry. But I am not responsible. show you what this looks like. Okay. So one wire from the cord and one neutral wire in the middle. Okay. These two are the speeds. The 2-speed. So go ahead and put those together. And put a screw through it. Okay, so we got those together, this by itself, and these together. So now I take a contact, because contact goes on the other side of the housing. Like that. And then we put another post on this little lonely wire over here. There we go. So that's how it should look. Okay. So we're done with the end cap. Go ahead and put the switch nut back on. Okay, let me tell you what the switch nut does, because a lot of people like removing this nut for some reason, and I don't know why. Okay, so without this nut here, this switch goes down in there, and then every time the switch moves, these wires just start kinking themselves, and then they break. So without a switch nut, you're gonna be buying switches, I promise. So, yeah. Alright, let's get to work on this bad boy. And I'm not estimating this yet, just in case that bottom down there breaking isn't gonna affect the motor, because that's a big decision. Go ahead and pop the link, lever, and gear off. Make your job a little easier. Okay, then you hit it. There you go. Okay. So what we check for is see if any of these little wires are broken. See the little bitty? If none are connected to the post, then it's gonna need a bad armature. And just as I thought, see right there? See that little bitty wire? That's part of the armature, so I doubt this armature is gonna work. So I'm gonna have to quote them for a new armature. If any of these wires are broke, you're gonna have a dead spot somewhere on here. See, there it is. It's part of the armature. That's not good. So what happened is when it fell through the motor mount, when he dropped it, it was still running, and then part of the field hit this right here because it slid through instead of sitting on the bearing. It slid through the bearing. So we're gonna have to replace that armature. I think it's only $22 for the armature, so it's not as bad as Andis's $55. So I'm gonna get an estimate and then I'll be back to fix it. Alright, it's a $50 repair for the armature and end mount. He approved it and he says it sounds good, so I'm gonna throw this in the recycling because that's no good. Let me get parts and I'll be right back. Alright, got my armature, got my end cap here. So let's start by taking this one apart. Okay, this is very important for you to tell which way these wires come out. Because if you have the wrong continuity, if you reverse these wires in here wrong, the motor will run backwards and it'll make a loud clicking sound. And it won't work very well. So, see that down there? I took these two off. So I'm gonna make sure they go back on the same way. So, yeah. So you gotta make it go through this hole and make sure this one's connected to the right one. So the way I look at it is this one goes to this brush housing. See? So, and this one goes to this brush housing. So you just gotta remember. But when you pull this off, it's gonna look like that and it's gonna get pretty scary. Take all the pieces off this end mount. And then there's a bearing. bushing in there, not a bearing, bushing. See, so that's unacceptable. That's not working. You take the new one. You gotta put this bushing, and the bushing goes like that with the little nipple on the inside of the clipper. So basically, take this spring, drop it down in there, take a cup, it's called a cup, and it goes on top of that spring, and the spring goes in, yeah, like that, and then the flat area goes out. So you put it down in there. See, so now it's sitting there and got a little spring to it. I set that like that. I take a Phillips screwdriver, pretty small, and I put it, see the lip goes towards the screwdriver. Then I put this on, and then I put this on like this. So the lip is facing up into the housing. So now I put my screwdriver here and I just drop it down in there. Okay, so I get a screwdriver and hopefully it has some magnetism, which it does, so that's good. So now I get these holes lined up. There you go. There's one. Put this screw on, and there's two. Okay, so there's that. Now we gotta just try to get these field wires in there correctly. So there we go. Put it in like it was. Make sure you got this spring on here. Make sure you got your little inserts in there. And I put them in like so. And so basically what has to happen is this whole coil over here goes to one side, and this whole coil goes to the other side. Alright, so now I twist it and I pop these on. And if you can't figure it out, just go ahead and put it together, and you'll just have to take it back apart if you don't figure it out. See, so like that, and then you got these two sitting out here. Now, basically you gotta make sure that little contact hits the contact on the cord pack. So the way you see that is if they match up. See? So if they touch, then it's right. Go ahead and put it on. There we go, and here's you can check it again just in case. Go like that, and then you see the notch. So just pretend you're gonna line that notch up. See how they connect? That's correct. Make sure your wires aren't above this metal housing, or they'll be ground off. Okay, so I take a little oil and I drip it down in there. Fill it up a little bit. Don't hurt it. There's a cotton felt in there that absorbs it, along with the brass. Make sure it's nice and free. I mean, before you even put it together, you might as well just make sure it's all nice and oiled. And so what I'm gonna do about this is put a little oil on it. Put it on the armature. Go ahead and slide this bad boy together. line the holes up, because you don't want to have this all the way in there and then have to line the holes up. You'll break this again. I'm trying to adjust it. See how the holes just sort of go in there and they're just a little off. Be careful doing this because you can break the end motor frame. So what I do on it is I pull this screwdriver this way because that's the way I want it, and then I look up here and I notice this one needs to be pulled over here, so now I do it at the same time. Yeah. So that's better. There we go. So that's about right. We'll put the 2 holes on either side. Don't put them over here because you'll trust me, it won't be good. There we go. So that's that. Put the brushes in. Might as well just check it before you put it all back together. But unfortunately, you almost got to put it all back together to check it. So I don't know a quick way of doing it because you have to have the link and lever on it to put resistance to see if it's going to be bad. It won't make that noise until it hits resistance. Now, put the gear link and lever. I'm gonna just pop them on real fast and not really lube this up yet. So now with this on there, go ahead and put the thrust plate on, or the lever plate. Now plug this bad boy in. Hope it runs the right way. So that's right. See, I can stop the lever and it doesn't make a loud clicking. Trust me, you'll notice it'll go tuk-tuk-tuk-tuk-tuk. It's really loud. You'll notice. So that's good. That's the correct way. Tighten it up a little bit. Put your brush caps back on. Go ahead and put the correct amount of grease on there. I only grease the gear. So let's go ahead and do it again. Put the plate on. Okay, got the screws. Okay, we need to take care of this hinge. See, the latch is bad, it has no hook left. The hinge is bad. Alright, got the pieces here. Got the better screws because I don't like those little Phillip hinge screws. Strip out and you can't get them very tight. Alright, plug it in and I think we're done. Okay, I'm gonna hit this free floating field so it speeds up, watch. Uh-oh, hear that? Now what could be wrong? Well, just kidding. It's just the blade, guys. Now if all your blades shake though, you need to replace your hinge. But if just one blade shakes, since this was dropped, I could tell because it's broken inside. This just needs the socket. See these two little ears? They squeeze on the hinge and keep it from rattling. So what I do is I take my pliers and I bend them in a little bit. Just like that. And you pop it back on. There you go. Problem solved. Oil your blade, because it's a moving part and it has to be oiled. Check it. I didn't sharpen this, but he said they're sharp already. And they are. So there you go. There's the Oster Turbo A5 repair. 2-speed. Sounds good. Keep it sharp, keep it running, keep it looking good. See you later.